Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making pressure cooker blue ribbon beef stew. Alright guys, I'm starting out here with 1.5 pounds of stew meat that I laid on some paper towel to dry. That way there, when you go ahead and you fry it, it doesn't get all steamed together. Now I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of flour and lightly sprinkle it over top of the stew meat. And what this is going to do, it's going to do two things. It's going to help absorb extra moisture in the meat, and it's going to help thicken things up in the pressure cooker. That way there, when we make it into a gravy later on or a sauce, it'll make it nice and thick for us. Alright, now in my 6-quart electric pressure cooker, I have preheating. I'm going to add in a little bit of olive oil. Enough to coat the bottom of the pot. You don't have to worry about using too much because this beef is really going to eat up that olive oil. And off camera I went ahead and I took my beef cubes and I tossed them around in this flour on the paper towel here. Now I'm going to get this in here and do it in 2 batches. That way there I don't crowd the pot and we don't get that steaming effect. And everything gets nice and brown for us. Okay, now that my beef is all brown and set aside, I'm going to throw in my pressure cooker while it's still on and hot. 1 medium onion that I diced. And I'm going to saute this just for a minute or two just to get it softened up and start to brown it up just a little bit. Alright, now that my onions are starting to turn brown and soften up and get translucent, I'm going to add my beef back in that I browned up. Give that a quick stir. I'm going to add in 2 14.5-ounce cans of beef broth. A half a cup of water. I'm going to add in a little more salt and pepper. About 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of thyme leaves, dried ones. You can also use fresh thyme if you have it. And I'm going to add in about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. You use fresh powder, use about 2 cloves if you use it. But the dry is going to be more potent, so you don't want to use as much. I'm going to give this a stir. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and seal my lid on here. And I'm going to set this to pressure cook for 15 minutes, and then I'll do a quick release on it when our time is up. Alright guys, my time's up. I did that quick release. Now I tasted this for seasoning. It needed a little more salt, so I put about 1 teaspoon in. Now I'm going to add in my vegetables. I have roughly about 1.5 pounds of red skin potatoes I diced up. I didn't peel them because I really don't mind eating the red skins. If you have a problem with that, go ahead and peel them. I'm going to get them down in there. I have 3 carrots and 3 ribs of celery that I sliced up. They're going to go in. Push everybody down in there. Now I'm going to seal my lid back on here. I'm going to pressure cook this for an additional 8 minutes, and then we'll do a quick release on that. Alright guys, my time's up. I did a quick release. Now what I did is I pushed any button on the pressure cooker here to get this cooking again, which would push the meat and chicken button. Now I'm going to add in some frozen peas. This calls for 10 ounces. This is a 16-ounce bag. So I'm just going to eyeball it. And if I go over a bit, that's no big deal, because that's the beauty of cooking. You can only make it better. In the words of the late great Bob Ross, we don't make mistakes, we have happy little accidents. So anyways, I'm going to stir that in there, guys. And I'm using the ladle that I'm going to serve this with so I don't have extra dirty dishes. Now I have a cornstarch slurry I'm going to add in here. And it's going to thicken this up really nice, really fast. I'm going to bring this up to a boil and let it cook just for a few minutes so those peas heat through and this gets thick. And this will be ready to go. Alright guys, I left this cook for a few minutes. It's nice and thick and ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix up a bowl and see what we got. Alright guys, let me get in here and give this a try. Try a piece of this beef. Nice and tender. Good rich beef flavor. I'll try a piece of potato. Now as you can see, my potatoes are done, but they're not mush. That's the way you want them. Really good and hot. Now I'll try a little bit of peas. And a little bit of carrot and some of that gravy. It's really good with a good beef stew flavor. Alright guys, there you have it. Pressure cooker blue ribbon beef stew. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you.